Let us begin with Jai Radha Madhav. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Let us chant our auspicious invocation prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Dear devotees, today we will be reading one verse from the King of all Holy Scriptures, Grantharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 2, Text 6. Bhajanti ye yatha devan, deva api tathaiva tan, chayeva karma sachivaha, sadhavo deenavatsalaha. भजन्ति ये यथा देवान् देवा अपि तथैव तान् छायेव कर्म सचिवाः साधवो दीनवत्सलाः। भजन्ति ये यथा देवान् देवा अपि तथैव तान् छायेव कर्म सचिवाः साधवो दीनवत्सलाः। Synonyms: Bhajanti, worship; Ye, they who; Yatha, in which way; Devan, the demigods; Devaha, the demigods; Api, also; Tatha eva, just in that way; Tan, them; Chhaya, in a shadow; Eva, as if; Karma, of material work and its reactions. And this would be the key subject of our discussion today: karma and its reaction. Sachivaha, the attendants; Sadhava, saintly persons, the great devotees; and Deena Vatsalaha means merciful to the fallen. Deen means one who is fallen, one who is abominable. And Vatsalaha means one who is merciful, very loving and compassionate to them. Dina Vatsala. Translation and purport by the humble disciples of our beloved, revered founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhaycharanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Those who worship the demigods. So, just for the sake of context, Shri Vasudev Maharaj, the father of Lord Krishna, is speaking this verse to Shri Narad Muni. So, Shri Vasudev Maharaj is telling Shri Narad Muni, those who worship the demigods receive reciprocation from the demigods in a way just corresponding to the offering. The demigods are attendants of karma, karma sachiv. Sachiv means secretary. Demigods are karma sachiv. Like a person's shadow, chaya eva. But sadhus, like Sripad Narad Muni, Shri Vasudev Maharaj is saying, O Narad Muni, sadhus like you, sadhava, are actually merciful to the fallen. Dina Vatsala. In other words, Shri Vasudev Maharaj is telling Shri Narad Muni that the demigods will simply give results based on our karma, corresponding to the offering. We do some puja that I may have a healthy child. The demigods may bless with a healthy child. I do some puja yajna to earn money. The demigods may empower me to be able to earn money. So the demigods simply reciprocate according to our karma. However, sadhus, the great devotees, they are actually merciful to the fallen. They actually give what is of ultimate benefit, what is going to cause the ultimate welfare. That is what the great devotees do. Whereas the demigods simply reciprocate according to the karma, the material activities of the people in general. But really, beneficial to the people in general are the sadhus, the great devotees. This is how Shri Vasudev Maharaj is glorifying Shripad Narad Muni. Now let us read the purport. The words Chayeva Karma Sachivaha are significant here. Chaya means shadow. The shadow of the body precisely follows the movements of the body. When I'm moving, the shadow will move. So you can see the shadow of my hand on my t-shirt. How my hand moves, the shadow moves. Like that. The shadow of the body precisely follows the movements of the body. The shadow has no power to move in a way different from the movement of the body. The shadow will always stay with the body. The shadow does not act independently. It has no independence. Similarly, as stated here, bhajanti ye yatha devan, deva api tathaivatan. The results the demigods award to the living beings, to all of us, correspond exactly to the living beings' actions. Whatever actions we perform, the demigods will give us the results accordingly. The demigods are empowered by the Lord to follow precisely the particular karma of a living entity in awarding him happiness and distress. The demigods are devotees and they are specially empowered by Sri Krishna to adjudicate our actions based on the laws that Sri Krishna himself has created. Where good activity will be rewarded, sinful activities will be punished. This is Lord Krishna's rule, and the demigods enforce those rules as a service to Lord Krishna. Just like the Sachiv or the secretaries or law enforcement, government officials, Their job is to enforce the law of the land. They follow the constitution. Further, it is said, just as a shadow cannot move independently, the demigods cannot punish or reward a living being independently. Demigods cannot show some special favor to a person out of their own volition, nor can they whimsically award punishment, impose punishment upon a living entity. They simply have to follow the law that Sri Krishna has created. They have to follow the rules, the demigods. Although the demigods are millions of times more powerful than human beings on earth, they are ultimately tiny servants of God whom the Lord allows to play as the controllers of the universe. Sri Krishna has appointed these demigods in charge of different departments in this material universe. The god of water is called Varun Dev, the god of wind is called Vayu Dev, the god of rain is called Indra, so on and so forth. There is a sun god, there is a moon god. These are very, very powerful persons, much more powerful than us human beings. However, in comparison to the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna, even these demigods, the Devatas, they are insignificant servants. Ekela Ishvara Krishna Arasava Bhritya Jai Jai se nachai se taise kare nritya. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said there is only one controller, there is only one supreme transcendental autocrat, there is only one supreme personality of Godhead. And that one supreme personality of Godhead is Shri Krishna. Ekela Ishwar Krishna. Ara Sabha Bhritya. And everyone else is a servant of Krishna. Even Lord Shiva, even Lord Brahma, even Lord Surya Dev, even Agni Dev, even Varun Dev, Vayu Dev, Indra. Everyone is a servant of Krishna. Ekela Ishwar Krishna. Only Ekela means only one. There is a singular God. Therefore, the Hindu religion is actually a monotheistic religion. And many so called Hindus do not understand this. And many people who align with other religions, they also look upon Hindus as a polytheistic system. But actually, we are a monotheistic religious system, Hinduism. Ekela Ishvara Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, also Lord Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. I am the only one worth surrendering to. I am the Supreme Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhava mata sarvam pravartate. So, Vedic religion is a monotheistic religion. We are not polytheistic, we are monotheistic. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada named our society International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It is not International Society for Many God Consciousness, one God. Srila Prabhupada begins Bhagavad Gita by in the introduction quoting a very beautiful verse from Sri Gita Mahatmya by Sripad Shankaracharya. And what is that verse? Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. Let there be one God, Sri Devakinandan Krishna. So, although the demigods are very powerful compared to us, compared to Sri Krishna, they are tiny servants. Jai Jaise Nachai Sai Taise Kare Nritya. And that verse goes on to say in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that everyone has to dance to the tune of Sri Krishna. Jai Jaise Nachai. Nachai means to make dance. Taise Kare Nritya. Nritya also means dance. Everyone ultimately is dancing according to the sanction and desire of Sri Krishna. We do have free will. We do have free will, but our free will is very minute. In the grand scheme of things, our free will is minuscule. We are, we can hardly do anything with our free will. Can we reverse time? Can we reverse old age, death? No, we cannot. So, what good is our free will? We are controlled by the higher powers. And the highest power, higher powers means demigods, and the highest power is Lord Krishna. In the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prithu Maharaj, an empowered incarnation of Lord Krishna, states that even the demigods are subject to punishment by the Lord if they deviate from his laws. Can you all raise your hand and give some example where even the demigods were punished by Sri Krishna when they deviated from Lord Krishna's laws? Anybody can think of some example?
Indra.
Yes, classic example. We just celebrated Govardhan Puja. Haribol. Thank you, Jamuna Jaya Mataji. Indra, he attacked Vrindavan. He tried to destroy Vrindavan, and how Krishna punished him, humbled him. So that's a beautiful example that even when the demigods act independently and do something sinful or offensive, Krishna punishes them. On the other hand, devotees of Lord Krishna, such as Sri Narad Muni, by their potent preaching, can interfere in the karma of a living being by persuading him to give up his fruitive activity and mental speculation and surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What the purport says is, how do the pure devotees give the highest benefit to living entities? They convince the living entities by their preaching, prachar, that please do not engage in karma kand, do not engage in fruitive activities, and give up mental speculation, give up the path of jnana kand. There are two paths here, karmis and jnanis, karma kand and jnana kand. Karma kand means to do auspicious activities which are mentioned in the Vedas in order to gain comforts, luxuries, good fortune, and material happiness in this world. That is karma kand. Jnana kand means to cultivate transcendental knowledge, but with the aim of getting rid of repeated birth, old age, disease, death. I don't care about this material world anymore. I want to be free from this material world. I want liberation from this material world. I do not wish to take birth. I do not wish to grow old. I do not wish to suffer from any diseases. And I certainly do not want to accept a mortal body. I want liberation from this material entanglement. Liberation. That is Jnanakand. But there is no devotion to God. There is no bhakti. And then there is the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means to surrender to Shri Krishna, to love the Supreme Lord, to love Radha Murlidhar, to offer them arti, to offer them nice bhoga for their enjoyment, according to their taste. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Not what we want, but what they want. Tat pratyartham. For their happiness, we do things. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. That is called bhakti. When we do things for Shri Krishna. So, by engaging the population in devotion to Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, and asking them, convincing them to give up Karma Kand and Jnana Kand, activities for material sense gratification and activities for just liberation without devotion. Give up these things and engage in Bhakti, engage in devotion to the Supreme Lord. This is what the pure devotees persuade ordinary people to do, and thereby they interfere with their karma. They engage them in akarma. They engage them in transcendental activity by which they will attain Shri Krishna. In material existence, one works hard under the bondage of ignorance. But if one becomes enlightened by association with the pure devotee of the Lord, one can understand one's actual position as an eternal servant of God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit, Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nityadas, Krishnera Tatastha Shakti Bhedabhed Prakash. That it is the constitutional position of all of us, all living entities, whether we are a blade of grass, whether we are a big tree, whether we are insect, animal, bird, human being, demigod, demon, whoever we are, all living entities, our constitutional nature, our original nature is to be a servant of Lord Shri Krishna. Jivera Swarubhai Krishna Nityadas. We are eternally servants of Krishna. And this is what the pure devotees convince us about. That is the glory of the pure devotee. that we are convinced about the actual identity that we are devotees of Krishna. Otherwise, we live in this world completely forgetful of who we are. We think, I am American, I am Indian, I am white, I am black, I am this, I am that. But actually, our true identity is that we are all devotees of Lord Krishna. We are all lovers of Lord Krishna. And it is only the pure devotee who comes in our life and reminds us of this truth and transforms our heart. It is all about transformation of the heart, my dear friends. Bhakti is all about transformation of the heart. In this regard, Sri Brahma Samhita 5.54 states, Yastindra Gopamathavendra Maho Swakarma Bandhanurupa Phalabhajanamatanoti Karmani Nirdahati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Very beautiful verse. Lord Brahma is praying, I adore the primeval Lord Shri Govinda. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the primeval Lord Shri Govinda, who burns to the root all the fruitive activities, karma. Karmani nirdhati. Nirdhati means to burn completely, completely incinerate something. That is called nirdhati, to burn it to ashes. What does bhakti? Kintu cha bhakti bhajam. What does bhakti burn? Nirdhati karmani. All our karma, all our stockpile of millions and millions of births of karma, which we have to face. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubh ashubham. Our Upanishads say that we definitely have to face the consequences of our good as well as bad activities. Avashyameva bhoktavyam. Bhoktavyam means to face the consequences, to experience the consequences of karma, shubh, ashubham. Shubh karma and ashubh karma. Good karma and sinful karma. We have to face reactions for both. But bhakti can destroy karma. Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhaja. Bhakti is the only method by which karma can be destroyed. Karma can be reversed. We can become immune to the reactions of our own karma only and only by bhakti. On the other hand, for those who walk on the path of karma, swakarma, their karma, what happens? Whether one is Indra, the king of the demigods, the king of heaven, or one is small insect called Indragop. It's a play of words. Yes, Indra Gopam, Athavendra, Indra. So Athava, so either one can be Indragop insect, Athava, or one can be Indra. Indra Gopam, Atha, Indra. Aho swakarma bandhanu rupa phala bhajana matanoti. Whether you are Indra or you are an insect, it doesn't matter. You have to face the reactions of your own karma. Swakarma. Bandhanu rupa. As if we are tied by a rope. As if an animal who is tied by a rope. The animal who is tied by a rope cannot go anywhere. Similarly, we are tied by ropes and ropes of our karma. But it is only bhakti that can destroy. Chinatsi ghoram yamapasha bandham. Chinatsi bhimam bhavapasha bandham. It is only bhakti by which these hard knots, these ropes of karma can be cut and destroyed. So this is the sum and substance of today's discussion. There is one more point in the purport where Srila Madhvacharya and then Srila Jiva Goswami commenting on this verse. See here, Srila Jiva Goswami, and then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada reconciling. So we'll just read this verse that is quoted in the purport. Sripad Madhvacharya has quoted a verse from the Holy Scriptures, Uddama Samhita. Sukhamichanti bhutanam prayo dukkha saha nridam tathapi tebhya pravara deva eva hare priyah. The rishis, they want happiness for all living beings. There are well wishers. Sukham icchanti bhutani. These rishis, according to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, these rishis are the Karma Kandi rishis and Jnana Kandi rishis. Those who are teaching the path of fruitive action and path of liberation without devotion. It refers to those rishis. Nasa or Rishir Yasya Matam na Bhinnam. Those types of rishis who have their own school of thought, but ultimately they want to engage in fruitive activities and they are in pursuit of liberation from the material world. They are not really servants of Krishna. They are not really devotees of Krishna. They are not practicing bhakti. They want welfare for all living entities. Sukham icchanti bhutanam. They want sukh, happiness for all living entities. Bhutanam means for all living entities. And prayo dukkha asaha nirdam. And these rishis, they have such a soft heart. Sadhu hriday navanita samana. The heart of a sadhu is like butter. They cannot really bear to see people suffering. Tathapi, however, nevertheless, tebhya pravara. Better than them are the deva, the demigods. Why? Eva Hare Priya. Because the demigods engage in practical service of the Supreme Lord and therefore they are Hari Priya. They are very dear to Lord Hari. Therefore, the demigods who may not be, some of them are pure devotees, some of them may not be pure devotees, but the demigods are, as we discussed earlier in the purport, they are engaged in the service of Krishna, in the universal management, in the universal administration. Therefore, the demigods are superior to the Karma Kandi rishis and Jnana Kandi rishis. The rishis who are on the path of pursuing material happiness in this material world or through practice of Vedas or rishis who are teaching us to gain liberation from this world without surrendering to Krishna, without having devotion for Krishna. Better than such Karma Kandi rishis and Jnana Kandi rishis are the demigods who may make mistakes from time to time, who may have some material attachments, but they are engaged in the service of Krishna. They are assisting Shri Krishna as servants in the universal management. Those demigods are actually better than these Karma Kandi rishis and Jnana Kandi rishis. That is the sum and substance of this purport. In essence, the position of a sadhu, the position of a devotee is supreme because they alone can free us from our karma and deliver us to Shri Krishna. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. It is the power of a devotee, it is the mercy of a devotee that delivers us to Shri Krishna. So, with that, I will stop. We have around 15 minutes. Yes, Mike Prabhu, you can unmute. Hare Krishna. Jai Shila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Good morning, everybody. You know, the verse today is something that once in a while we discuss at our dinner table. My wife often asks, she'll be like, "Well, how come good things happen to people that cheat and lie, and where's their karma in this lifetime?" And the only thing I have scriptural quotes. I'm like, well, not a blade of grass blows without Krishna knowing, and I'll say karma isn't something that we can really understand completely. But in practicality, how do we explain? And I understand that, but how do we explain to someone when you see someone that is definitely cheating in this lifetime, definitely lying in this lifetime, abusing people in this lifetime, but they get richer and richer and richer and richer and richer? How do we explain that? Thank you.
Krishna. That's a very, very nice question. And this question, I think all of us have this question. Why apparently bad things happen to good people and why apparently good things happen to bad people? Hare Krishna. And the answer is Bharjanam Bhava Bijanam Rama Rameti Garjanam. Our scriptures say that our work in this world, karma, is like planting seeds. Aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham क्रमेण एव praliyeta Vishnu bhakti ratatmana. Sri Padma Puran says, and this verse is quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, that karma goes through different stages. It is when we perform karma, it is like sowing seeds. As you sow, so shall you reap. The Holy Bible teaches us, Lord Jesus Christ teaches us. So the activities that we perform in this world, the karma, it is like sowing a seed. Now, when you sow an apple seed, it is not that you are going to get apples that same evening or the next day or the next week. That apple seed is going to take time to sprout into an apple sapling that will grow into a plant and that will grow into a tree. And then, in the appropriate season, that tree will bear apple fruits. So, when we perform karma, when we abuse somebody, when we ill treat somebody, when we perform sinful activities, we are sowing these seeds. And sometime in the future, we will reap the results of those seeds. Similarly, when we do pious activities, we do good activities, we are sowing seeds of happiness. And those seeds of happiness will also fructify in the future. But karma takes time. I come to New York, I don't have easy pass, and I drive in New York in my car in the easy pass lane. And then I come back to Atlanta. And for a few days, I'll be fine, I'll be happy. And then few weeks later, I go to my mailbox and I find the envelope from New York. It's not a love letter, it's a toll letter. My driving has taken a toll now. So karma takes time. Just like in this world, the law of the land takes time. Similarly, Krishna's law also is working, but we may see the result, we may get the results after some time, and Krishna has created it that way for a purpose. Imagine a world where we all get instant karma. I'm giving a class in Bhakti Center and I speak a lie and suddenly my nose becomes big. Tum. What is that character? Pocho? Something like that. Pochoto. The nose becomes long. Oh, now I better not never tell a lie in class. And
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Pinocchio. Or I um, ill treat somebody and suddenly I get leprosy for committing an offense. Or I do something bad and immediately I get instant karma. Sometimes there is instant karma, but the way Krishna has designed karma is it takes time to fructify. And the reason there is no instant karma every single time is because if there were instant karma every single time, everyone would surrender to the higher powers. Everyone would surrender to God, but not out of love, out of fear. And Krishna does not want that. Krishna does not want forced love. Love cannot be forced. Love is voluntary. And therefore, Krishna does not enforce instant karma on us. Otherwise, nobody who chants 16 rounds would ever fall sick. They would not be affected by inflation. They would not be affected by recession. They would never get laid off. They would never get speeding tickets. They would never have to worry about parking. Once, um, Adi Prabhu took me to his ashram when I came to Bhakti Center. And he was every so often worried about his minivan, where he had parked it. He'll get a ticket, he'll get a ticket. A devotee may never have to worry about ticket. A devotee may never have to worry about their 401k if there was instant karma. Oh, I have surrendered to Krishna, I don't have to worry. Then everybody will become a devotee, but not out of love. They will become devotees for getting the benefits of bhakti. Then the side benefits will become the main reason why people take to bhakti, and Krishna does not want that. So Krishna tests our faith also by keeping us in a world where good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. And Krishna is saying, now let me see if you surrender to me. Is your devotion unmotivated or not? I want to see that. And someone who is faithful will remain a devotee despite reversals, will remain grateful to Krishna despite problems and sufferings. And someone who is a fair weather devotee will quit the moment something wrong happens, the moment adversities come. So it's our test also. Why Krishna has created this world like this, where bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people, apparently. Is that okay, Mike? Does that help?
Yeah, it definitely does. Now I need you just to come over for dinner and explain that at the dinner table so elegantly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Mike looks very delighted to know that their speeding ticket is coming in the mail. Just wait. Dear devotees, please, let's continue the discussion. Temple room.
Hi, Krishna, can you hear us okay?
Yes,
Haribol,
Yes.
yes, we can hear.
thank you so much for a wonderful class. Krishna is very kind to train us up gradually and give us experiences. We're praying to Srila Prabhupada what to contribute to such a perfect class. It's hard to say anything additional. We can reflect back that we have a choice of who we're going to approach and what kind of result we'll get if we approach a Satan. Nashamati stavita rukamangrim, it says one must take shelter of a pure devotee who has nothing to do with this material world, but is simply engaged in devotional service to Krishna, right? And then we get the best result. One must take shelter of a pure devotee who has nothing to do with material activities, but is simply engaged in devotional service to Krishna. Johnny Patai was saying recently, sometimes a child will approach the mother, and the mother's, he'll know, oh, wait, if I approach my mother, she's going to say no. Let me approach father, he will say, okay. And the mother says, what are you doing? Well, father said it was okay. So we choose who we are approaching. You know, if you want a second class answer, you'll go to a second class person. You can almost predict. But if we really, really, really want the truth, if we really, really want to know how to approach Krishna, then we say, Krishna, please, I want someone in my life who's worthy of my complete trust and obedience, who's worthy of my trust and obedience. And that is the pure devotee. So we have to be careful because we're on that platform where we do approach people, but sometimes we're selective based on some motivation because we know we can predict what kind of an answer this person's going to give me, right? All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Prabhu. Thank you, Adi Purush Prabhu. Anyone else wants to make any comment, reflections? Yes, Stephanie.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for class. I always appreciate it. Hold on one second. My daughter is calling me. Thank you. I just wanted to say I really appreciate even the simplicity of you explaining demigods and how they make mistakes. Because in my mind, coming from the West, all we learn about is God and maybe sometimes Jesus. And that's, very simple in a way. But here learning about demigods and how they can make mistakes, which is very helpful. Sorry, I'm dealing with a moment, but thank you. Hare Krishna, I really appreciate your classes.
Thank you. And we appreciate your kind comment. Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna. I was just thinking about what Adi was saying about, who are we approaching and what are we asking of them? And I think that the other kind of point that he made in that statement was how are we approaching them? Are we approaching them with sincerity? Are we approaching with a devious idea of asking the father rather than the mother, so as I'll get a more likely positive answer? And I wanted to reflect that back because I think that that's so um, effective of a tool to use in our daily life. Not just necessarily, how are we approaching Krishna and such, lofty and divine concepts, but even how are we approaching in that example that he gave of how are we approaching our mother, how are we approaching our father, our brother, our friend, etc. Um, I I appreciate that. Thank you for drawing that out, Adi. I think that that's a very good point.
Hare
Krishna.
Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Yeah. You can hear?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. There's a joke that the devotees tell about how it illustrates the fact that, like Prabhu was just saying, not only who we're approaching, but, what are we asking for? Some people pray for something and they're not asking for pure devotional service. They may pray, they may approach even Krishna or a sadhu. The grizzly bear is chasing the atheist in the forest, and the atheist never prayed. You heard this before? No? So the grizzly bear, the atheist is running, he's getting closer and closer and closer, and then he trips and he falls, and the grizzly bear is about to pounce on him. And so he thinks, well, maybe I should pray. And he says, oh, Krishna, please make the bear a devotee. And the bear says, Sarirada Vijaya. So it's not just that we're praying or even who we're praying to, but like Prabhu was saying, what are we asking for? So if we ask for anything else except pure devotional service, it may sound like a good idea, but um, it's close, but it's not perfect, and we won't get a good result like that. Well, goes to Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Darshan. Jai Shri Radha Murlidhar ki jai.
Yeah, many times.
Lotus feet of our spiritual master, and the only way by which we can obtain pure devotional service. My God, lotus feet, great all reverence. By His grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering, and down the face of the and all my wishes to have my consciousness purified, without the rest emanating from His lotus heart. Attachment to the lotus feet is perfection that fulfills all of our life. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendence. He is my Lord, earth after birth. From Him the fatty frame emanates, and ignorance is destroyed. Vedic scriptures sing His character. Our spiritual master is an ocean of wisdom. Friend of the poor, Lord, the master of devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us shade of your lotus feet. May your thanks for all with free growth. We take shelter at your lotus feet. Heal Prabhu. Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, welcome to the Afterglow. Adi Gadhahar Prabhu, you have a few minutes? Yeah. Thank you very much. So dear devotees, please, if anyone wants to speak, but keep it brief, this is overtime. Anyone? I think I saw a hand raised. Is this devotee still here? Ram. Sucharu Radharani Devidasi, please.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, done with pranams to everyone. Prabhuji, I have one question. Like we say that demigods are the small servants of Krishna who are serving them on his orders. So gopis, like we say, they are the topmost devotees. But they did the Katyani Vrat. So what prompted them to go for that fast, Katyani fast, whereas Krishna was with them?
Yes. Avajananti ma mudha manushim tanumashritam. When Sri Krishna comes in this world with his eternal associates like the gopis of Vrindavan, he comes in the form of an ordinary human being. Manusham Tanu Mahashita. Comes as a human being and he performs what is called as Naravat Leela. Naravat Leela means human-like activities, human-like pastimes. Krishna calls himself a Vaishya. I belong to the Vaishya community. We are cowherd people. He is called Gopal, the caretakers of cow. Now there are so many caretakers of cows. So Krishna apparently takes on an ordinary vocation, ordinary occupation, and he's part of the human society so that we can relate to Sri Krishna. And so do his eternal associates like the gopis. And when they are performing human like activities, the gopis are simple village girls, unsophisticated, and they simply love Sri Krishna. And therefore, to get Sri Krishna, they are practicing the traditional form of religion where they are praying to the mother of this material universe, Katyayani Devi, Sri Parvati Devi. Srimati Katyayani Devi is the wife of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is the father of this universe, and Sri Katyayani Devi is the mother of the universe. So, just like a daughter requests something from the mother, the Vraj Gopis are requesting the universal mother of this material universe, Sri Katyayani Devi, for Sri Krishna as husband. So they are performing human-like activities, so we can all relate to those activities, but at the same time, their activities are completely Krishna conscious. They are asking for Sri Krishna, they are praying for Sri Krishna, they are fasting for Sri Krishna, they are performing austerities to get Sri Krishna as their husband. So it's very beautiful. Hari Om.
Thank you, Adi Gadhahar Prabhu. Such a qualified answer. Yeah, gopis never think Krishna is ours. We got him. They pray for him. And as soon as they start thinking that we got him, he leaves. Right? Am I getting it right?
Absolutely. Anand Bihari Prabhu.
Jai. Thank you very much. Mathuranath Prabhu.
Ay Deen Dayardra hai
Haribo.
Kadavaloke se. Hari Bol. Very beautiful name. Mathuranath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I was just thinking from that topic that this is why we also pray to the pure devotees, approaching the pure devotees to have attachment, to have feelings, to have love for Krishna. They're even more merciful than Krishna to give that to us. So as you know, we can approach our Srila Prabhupada or the grandfather, the great grandfather. They're so merciful to their grandchildren, their great grandchildren. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, even Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's envisioned this, how excited and inspired he must be seeing this going on all around the world. We can approach them and ask for that devotion awakens in our heart. I was also thinking, we just had, or the pastime go on where Krishna picked up Govardhan Hill, and I was thinking when all the residents of Vrindavan went under the hill, they must have had a lot of trust in Krishna that he can really keep this massive mountain up with his little pinky finger. So what is the detriment to our spiritual life if we are not having trust of Krishna there?
In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Adav Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangata Vaj Bhajana Kriya. Sri Rupa Goswami also tells us in the Nectar of Devotion, Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that trust in Krishna, faith in Krishna is the foundation of our devotion. And specifically in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the verse that I was thinking of is Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Koile Sudrida Nishchay Krishne Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. That real faith is that if I do everything for Lord Krishna, if I love Shri Krishna, if I dedicate all my activities to Shri Krishna, then I will achieve everything and nothing will remain for me to achieve. I will not lack anything by serving Krishna. Shraddha means faith or trust is defined as this is the definition of Shraddha in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The definition of faith, Shraddha, trust, is Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Koile Sudrida Nishcha. It is that strong determination, it is that strong conviction that Krishna Karma Kaile, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita hai. That by practicing Krishna Bhakti, by practicing devotion to Krishna, I will achieve everything. There is nothing outside of Krishna Bhakti. Having this conviction, having made this, come to this conclusion, is called as trust or faith or Shraddha. And this Adav Shraddha, and this Shraddha is the foundation of the building of Bhakti. Bhakti stands on the foundation of Shraddha. So if we don't trust in Krishna, if we don't have strong faith in Krishna's protection, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palan. If we don't have strong faith that Krishna is my maintainer, Krishna is my protector, Krishna is my ever well wisher, Suridam Sarvabhutanam, then our bhakti is situated on a very shaky foundation, a very unreliable foundation, and we will never be able to become steady. We'll be shaky in our bhakti. So we need a strong foundation. Like you're in a car, you need the four wheels of your car to work in synchrony, to give a stable foundation to your car. Without the wheels of the car, you can't get anywhere. So the wheels of the car, bhakti runs on trust and faith in Shri Krishna. So it's the wheels of the bhakti. The root of the tree of bhakti is Shraddha. Does that help, Mathuranath Prabhu?
Yes, yeah, I really appreciate the point too of not trying to develop our trust and faith in other things of the world, other people, other things, but fully on Krishna, because we can think. I was even thinking, well, we can ask Krishna, if I could have this facility or that facility. Of course, we can request for in service, but Krishna, I trust that you know completely what I need and what I don't need. This actually taking this leap of faith can really build that, stepping into that place of steadiness, as you're saying, really being steady and taking risks where we step out of our comfort zone, where we wouldn't necessarily feel so comfortable. But let me take this step to do something for Krishna that's out of my comfort zone. Then I see this builds more faith, more trust. As also Shamasundar Prabhu said that when Srila Prabhupada was here, we would take such risks for Krishna. Everyone, all the devotees were taking such risks. And he said it was so ecstatic, miracles were happening because of these risks. And he said now this movement is lacking. We are not taking so much risk.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Imagine giving up your college degree, your family, your job, and dedicating your entire youth, the best years of your life, to Srila Prabhupada. They all did that. Moving into a temple, leaving your families, when other people were getting educated, getting jobs, and making a career, these disciples of Srila Prabhupada left everything. They were living in temples and distributing books on the streets and doing Harinam Sankirtan. building temples for Srila Prabhupada. And today, when they are retired, they hardly get any social security money because in the best days of their life, they were not really contributing to social security because they never had jobs. But Krishna sees their sacrifice. And we should also see their sacrifice and help out whatever way we can. Today, we have so many beautiful temples all over the world because of the dedication of Srila Prabhupada's disciples in those days. And they were all in their 20s.
Mhm.
Amazing. Thank you for that point.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, one thing around the Shama Sundar said one month they weren't able to pay their rent and they were going to be evicted. And then he was walking with his wife Malati down the street, and $100 bills were falling from the sky on the day they were going to be evicted from where they were staying. It was, I don't know if it was their apartment or if it was the temple where they were renting the temple. I don't remember, but Krishna was showering Lakshmi on that day.
Hare Krishna. Mathuranath Prabhu, can I do something? I am so distracted and fascinated by your name that in the chat I am going to put a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita to share with you where your name comes from. Your name comes from a verse that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says is the best verse in the whole Vedic library. The number one verse that was spoken by Srimati Radharani, your name comes from that verse. It is said that this verse is the crest jewel of all verses. And this was the verse that Sripad Madhavendra Puri was chanting when he left this world. Ai Deena Dayardra Nath Hai, Mathura Nath, Kadava Lokya Se. Hridayam Todaloka Kataram Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomyam. This is from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I'll share the reference here from Madhya Lila. And you keep this verse in your heart because you have such a beautiful name. Mathura Nath Das. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you
Radharani
so
was
much.
crying that my Krishna, my Vrindavan Nath has become Mathura Nath. He has gone to Mathura and she was crying, chanting this verse. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says all spiritual ecstasies are hidden in this verse. The more you chant this verse, it's like rubbing a piece of sandalwood and beautiful fragrance and sandalwood paste will come. The more you rub it, the more you rub it. So I wanted to share this beautiful verse with you. Haribol.
Thank you so much. I will read the verse. Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Do you mind putting it in the WhatsApp? Because for those of us who are not technically savvy, to catch it in the chat.
Anand Bihari Prabhu, I'm not in the WhatsApp group. Will you
Uh,
share this verse?
I can put it there, Ananda Bihar, if you like.
Thank you.
I'll put it there. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Min has her hand up, and there's a question in the chat, and those are the last two questions for today. Min, go ahead.
Thank you so much for a wonderful class. Your response to Maternath about faith made me think about hearing with faith. I've been somehow given, Krishna has been giving me a little bit of opportunity to talk about him to a few of my friends in recent times. And I don't have full faith right now, and I don't know where I would when I would get that. But when I speak to friends who are just curious and maybe hear something about Krishna consciousness, it's hard to tell them you have to have full faith in this, or just seems inappropriate to go to that level at this point. And when we read something like text like Chaitanya Charitamrita, especially very, very intimate esoteric parts, were recommended by the writer, the author, we may not understand it, but to hear it with a little bit of faith, then maybe we'll understand or experience something. So when I tell my friends, maybe you may not believe this. Maybe you think this is mythology or something that never happened. Maybe you're just hearing it as a story. But if I recommend that maybe they hear it with a little bit of faith, like that, can you just kind of maybe speak about what that actually might mean to somebody? To have a little bit of faith in hearing Krishna consciousness.
That's a very good, point and question, Min Kim. What I have told people in the past is that we all have faith. For example, when we take a flight, we have faith that this pilot is competent, this pilot is safe, this pilot knows what he or she is doing. When we sit in a Uber or a Lyft or a cab, we we put our faith in the driver that he will get me safely to my destination. So many times in life we have faith, we put our faith in people who we don't even know. Now here is Shri Krishna, who has won the faith and the trust of millions of peoples over the several millennia, and continues to do so. And so many people have found true happiness, satisfaction, peace, and good qualities by surrendering to Krishna, by devotion to Krishna. So I think giving Krishna a chance and putting faith in Krishna is reasonable faith. So many Delta flights or United Airways or American Airlines flights, Southwest, they take off every day, they land safely. So my flight also will do the same. My pilot also is competent. That's reasonable faith because we see so many flights land safely. So we have seen so many devotees become happy, so many devotees be great human beings with great good qualities. They are humble, they are truthful, they are honest, they are tolerant, they are kind. So let me also put my faith. It's reasonable faith. So, yes, you're right. We can ask them to put some reasonable faith in the beginning. And when they will experience reciprocation from Shri Krishna, that faith will get stronger and stronger. I have also told devotees that if you chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the morning after you take a shower, before you go to work, you sit in a clean place and you just chant one mala, one round of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just do this one thing for 1 month. And if you don't experience some reciprocation in your life, if you don't experience something in your heart by doing this, then you quit. And till today, I have never had a devotee say that I did not experience something special.
Okay.
I did when I started chanting. So many times, I had so many experiences where my faith was strengthened. And that's Krishna's reciprocation. So we can give this challenge to our friends who are willing to listen. Try it for I guarantee you will feel something.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jeff, Prabhu.
Jeff, where are you?
Haribo, can you hear me okay? This is Paula's. Yeah, I'm chiming in as a Karmi because that's what I am. That's my Karmi name. Can I be heard okay?
Yes.
Okay. Prabhu Adi Gadhahar, thank you very much. It's such it's so sweet to hear the joy and confidence. When anybody speaks, especially Srila Prabhupada, the I guess what they call it nowadays, the frequency, your vibe and stuff like that. It helps us to feel secure. That like Min was asking, how can we we share this information? Well, first of all, we ourselves have to be confident. But I wanted to relate that somebody asked Prabhupada, what is the attractive principle? What is the thing that draws people to Krishna consciousness? And Prabhupada, if you can correct me or expand on this, you probably definitely have a more um, astute observation or remembrance of what Prabhupada actually said. But he said it was the culture of Krishna consciousness, that this truly is a cult. It's a cult where women wear beautiful flowered saris, and it's the kitchen religion where people are, give.
I think Bhima Prabhu dropped off. While Bhima Prabhu joins back, I'll quickly respond to one question in the chat box. Eventually, everyone will lead to the path of pure devotee. Then why is it said that pure devotees are rare? Yes, pure devotees are rare because we lack sincerity. That's the reason. We lack sincerity. That's why pure devotion is rare. Otherwise, Krishna is willing to give if there is sincerity. Sudurlabha. I think Bhima Prabhu has joined. Oh, I see. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I don't have any idea. Did I speak at all? Did anybody hear what I just said?
Yes. You were saying that Srila Prabhupada said it is the culture of Krishna consciousness that attracts people. And that's when you dropped off.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, oh, okay. Well, like I said, everything from the Matajis wearing beautiful saris and the food, the prasadam. I mean, there's so many of us dacoit-like personalities who took a long time to surrender. It was the covert operation of prasadam that won us over. I mean, I went to a year of Radhanath Maharaj's cooking classes, and then almost a whole year of visiting Maharaj with my friends for Sunday feast. And we were just there for the prasadam. We definitely did not have any desire to surrender to a religious movement. We were just there to have this free food as college students, and also to listen to Maharaj's stories, Radhanath Maharaj's stories. Adi Purush yesterday was saying, yeah, I just stumbled upon a Bhagavad Gita and I read it through from front to back, and then I just started chanting and offering my food. He did this all on his own with absolutely no association whatsoever. And I see that that there are devotees, especially Indian devotees, who grow up, with this surrounded in their environment. There's not a doubt in who Krishna is, so to speak. So it's very easy. But for us, as Min asked her question, how is it that you get people to understand Krishna? And I can only speak from personal experience. I couldn't understand Nrsingadev on the altar. I couldn't understand these pictures on the walls of Krishna, who was sort of like had the long hair, and I couldn't understand that. And but the one thing that I had faith in was prasad, and the one thing I had faith in is the aesthetics that were attracting me. And the one thing that I had faith in was the devotees that I was listening to. Everyone was almost everyone was a fully developed character and had integrity and were seeking higher things. So the important things just to wrap this up is that if we find ourselves talking to someone, whether it be our family, or friends and stuff like that, get them in the association of devotees, get them in the association of the temple, bring them prasadam, and have full faith that a muffin cooked by a devotee might do more than any amount of our relaying of this profound philosophy. That sometimes we have to have faith that Krishna is going to do the work on the inside. Uh, my wife, wrap it up. So I'm wrapping it up. Hare Krishna.
I've been giving my friend and his girlfriend prasadam cookies that were made here. So yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Very well.
Thank you very much, Adi Gadhahar Prabhu. Wonderful class, wonderful answers, qualified Shastrik. Thank you. Anandi, would you like to recite the Maha Mantra, the whole thing, please? 16 syllables.
Oh, let me. Yes. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, everybody.
Now it's all perfect. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Have a wonderful Tuesday. We love you. We need you. Come again tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam never ends. Adi Gadhahar Prabhu is always excited to glorify Krishna. He has all the answers. He knows all the quotes. He knows when to quote and how to quote to benefit us. Thank you very much.
You are the one who's wearing a coat. I'm only t-shirt. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you.